I mean, seriously, you can't make this stuff up. So, there's been a BET award show, I guess, and as you can imagine, uh, uh, I'm gonna tell you what's funny about this. John Matrix, of course, he's a black guy. He owns half of this channel. I own half of Black and White Sports, the big channel. We own everything, split 50-50, right? I guarantee you he would tell you this is a video. And then he would tell you, Rhodes, you're the one that needs to shoot this.
The recent B8 award ceremony has generated significant discussion within basketball circles, particularly regarding Angel Reese's selection as Sportswoman of the Year. This recognition has prompted questions about the voting criteria and whether the most deserving candidates receive proper consideration. Sports commentary channels have faced criticism from various fan bases, with some supporters becoming increasingly hostile toward creators who express differing viewpoints. These toxic interactions occur across multiple athlete fan communities, creating challenging environments for sports discussion. The polarization extends beyond athletics into political territory, where disagreement with certain perspectives results in personal attacks rather than constructive dialogue.
Not me. He's the black guy. This is about BET. He'd be like, no, this is a you. Now, you need to shoot that. Look, just because an athlete happens to be black doesn't mean that people cannot give their opinions or commentary, however you want to put it. I literally, and the reason I'm bringing this up is on one of these posts, and I didn't want to bring it up, somebody literally said,
The BET Awards selection process has drawn scrutiny, especially considering the caliber of nominees available. The nominated athletes included Aja Wilson, Clarissa Shields, Coco Gauff, Dawn Staley, Flau'jae Johnson, Juju Watkins, Sha'Carri Richardson, and Simone Biles, alongside eventual winner Angel Reese. Many observers question how Angel Reese secured this honor over other candidates, particularly Aja Wilson, who claimed the WNBA MVP award during the same period. Critics argue that basketball achievement should heavily influence such decisions, making Wilson's overlooking particularly surprising.
stay the hell out of black people's business. And I'm like, wait, what? That's why they can't stand this channel. Okay, and I'm talking about the radical left. There, I just said it. I didn't apply a race to it. The radical left doesn't like this channel. All right? Because I don't align with their politics and their viewpoints and all their buzzwords.
Statistical analysis reveals the controversy's foundation. Reese's performance metrics during her rookie season showed averages around 9 points per game, with shooting percentages that raised eyebrows among basketball analysts. Her team struggled throughout the season, finishing near the bottom of league leanings. Meanwhile, Aja Wilson dominated WNBA competition, earning the league's highest individual honor while leading her team to playoff success. The contrast between their respective seasons makes the BET selection appear questionable to many basketball observers.
Coded language. I don't know. That's ridiculous. And you might be like, I thought this was about Angel Reese. It is. And it matters. When people are saying, stay out of black people's business. No, you got an athlete, and we're allowed to talk about said athlete. It doesn't matter what the color is. I can give my opinion whether you like it or not.
Some commentators suggest this decision reflects broader media narratives rather than pure athletic achievement. They argue that popularity and storylines sometimes overshadow actual performance metrics when determining award recipients. The situation highlights ongoing tensions within women's basketball coverage, where different players receive varying levels of media attention regardless of their statistical contributions. This dynamic creates awkward situations where recognition doesn't align with conventional measures of athletic success.
Whether, and I guarantee you the people that watch this channel want to hear my opinion. Congratulations to Angel Reese for winning the Sportswoman of the Year at the BET Awards. Now, immediately it brought me to ask the question, was Aja Wilson not nominated? All right. Nafisi Collier, was she not involved? Were there no other black athletes available to win said award?
Basketball analysts note that Reese's rebounding numbers, while impressive, often resulted from her own missed field goal attempts, inflating statistics without necessarily indicating superior play. Her field goal percentage remained concerning throughout the season, hovering around 30%. Other potential candidates like Nafisa Collier weren't even nominated despite outstanding seasons, raising additional questions about the selection committee's basketball knowledge and evaluation process. The male category winner, Jalen Hurts, provides contrast by achieving clear milestone success with a Super Bowl victory, making his selection more straightforward and less controversial among sports observers.
So right here, these were the nominees: Asia Wilson, Clarissa Shields, Coco Gauff, Dawn Staley, Flaw J. Johnson, Juju Watkins, Shakari Richardson, Simone Biles. Yikes. Oh, man. Nobody sold women out quicker than her, huh? So anyway, and Angel Reese somehow won this. Now, look, just at first glance, there's no way in hell if a basketball player wins this award.
This award decision exemplifies broader discussions about how athletic achievements get recognized and celebrated. When performance metrics don't align with award selections, it creates confusion about evaluation criteria and potentially undermines the recognition's credibility. The controversy extends beyond individual preferences into questions about institutional decision-making processes. Award shows face criticism when their selections appear disconnected from the sports they claim to honor. Critics argue that such decisions don't serve the honored athletes well, placing them in uncomfortable positions where their recognition becomes controversial rather than celebratory. This dynamic can overshadow legitimate achievements while highlighting performance gaps.
It's got to be Asia Wilson. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of what Asia Wilson's got to say. And Collier not even being nominated tells me that, does BET watch basketball? Question mark. There's no way in hell Angel Reese should have even been nominated for this award. If you're going off sports, I mean, seriously, actually being successful in sports.
The basketball community's reaction demonstrates how award credibility depends on alignment between recognition and achievement. When this connection breaks down, both the award and recipient face scrutiny that could otherwise be avoided. Future award considerations may need to address these concerns by establishing clearer criteria that emphasize athletic performance over other factors. This approach could restore confidence in recognition processes while ensuring deserving athletes receive appropriate honor. The debate continues as basketball fans and analysts discuss what qualifies someone for major athletic recognition and whether current systems adequately reflect sporting excellence.
You've got to be kidding. So right here, laugh out loud. Why not give it to the reigning WNBA MVP herself, who's also black? What a effing joke.
The Las Vegas Aces continue their concerning decline following another disappointing defeat to the Los Angeles Sparks. This marks consecutive losses for the Aces, first falling to the Valkyries and now suffering a setback against a struggling 3-7 Sparks team. Currently sitting at 4-4 for the season, the Aces face questions about their championship aspirations. The scheduling disparity remains problematic, with Phoenix Mercury having completed 11 games while Las Vegas has only played 8 contests. This unbalanced fixture list mirrors last season's issues when similar gaps existed between teams' game totals. The Mercury secured victory in their recent matchup, highlighting the contrast with Las Vegas's current struggles. The Aces appear to be experiencing significant difficulties that warrant serious examination.
I was like, wow, let's just bring this up. Of course, Angel gave her prayers in between twerking. Apparently, they've never watched basketball. Nobody takes this award seriously anymore after this. I've seen quite a few black folks say,
discussions about Asia Wilson's status as the league's premier player deserve reconsideration. Despite Wilson recording 25 points in the latest contest, her shooting performance was subpar. More concerning was her limited impact overall, managing just 2 successful field goal attempts during the defeat to Los Angeles. The Sparks entered this matchup with victories only against Chicago Sky, Dallas Wings, and Golden State Valkyries, 3 teams considered among the weaker squads. Las Vegas may now belong in that same category based on recent performances. A'ja Wilson's contributions were minimal throughout the game. Chelsea Gray's role requires clarification regarding her position designation. While many consider Gray a point guard, her skill set aligns more with shooting guard capabilities. Jackie Young and Dana Evans demonstrate superior court vision and playmaking abilities.
They don't care about this crap anyway. This isn't a joke. What has she done to win the award? Missing enough layups? Question mark. Bro averages 4 points a game. Look, I got to be fair. She's averaging 9 points a game, I believe. 9 whole points. Yeah. Seriously. Wow. Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, I mean, honestly. Yeah. How is she winning awards?
Gray excels as an elite shooting guard with exceptional scoring ability and clutch shooting under pressure. However, her point guard credentials are questionable given her negative assist-to-turnover ratio this season. 5 turnovers against 1 assist in the latest game. Despite these concerns, Gray performed admirably against the Sparks. Jackie Young delivered an outstanding performance that highlighted her versatility and impact. The organization's decision to trade for Alyssa Thomas raises questions about roster construction, especially when comparing her value to Kelsey Plum's contributions.
Lads, the Aces, I don't know what's going on with them. I actually have no idea. Again, I apologize about my voice. It is 5:29 in the morning. I have stayed up to watch games at 3 a.m. I've stayed up to watch games at 3 a.m. And yes, thankfully, I could split screen 4 games with NBA Finals. The NBA Finals Game 3 on one of the screens, thankfully. But yeah, I can't be loud. I can't be loud, unfortunately. I am not at home. If I was home, I can be as loud as I want. But yeah, so the Sparks and the Aces.
The supposed big 3 of Gray, Wilson, and Thomas appears flawed in hindsight. Young represents a more valuable asset than Thomas, offering superior court vision, defensive intensity, 3-point shooting, and decision-making. While Wilson remains elite, Young's consistent excellence makes the hierarchy debatable. Young's recent statistics demonstrate her reliability: 26 points in 1 victory, 25 in another win, and consistent double-digit contributions. Her ability to dominate games on any given night makes her indispensable to Las Vegas's success. Thomas's struggles continue a pattern established during her Seattle Storm tenure and Olympic participation. Her previous success came years ago on different teams with different circumstances. The 2020 championship occurred during unusual circumstances, with the leading scorer being a role player rather than a superstar. References to Thomas's 2020 and 2022 achievements lack relevance to current performance levels. Gray deserves recognition for her excellent shooting display against Los Angeles, though her effectiveness comes when operating off-ball rather than as primary facilitator.
The Aces have just followed up a loss to the Valkyries with a loss to the 3-7 Sparks. The Aces are now 4-4 on the season. Like, by the way, who makes the schedule? Because if you guys remember last year, there was a stage where the Aces had played 6 games and the Fever had played 11. So who makes the schedule? Because like, there's a situation again. The Mercury have played 11 games. The Aces have played 8. It's not quite as bad as last year. They haven't played half the games of the Mercury, but still, they have always a favourable schedule. But yeah, the Mercury got a dub today. Wait, the Mercury?
Gray's shooting ability reaches elite levels when she enters rhythm, making contested shots consistently. Her point guard nickname requires adjustment to better reflect her actual strengths. Deadeye would better capture her lethal shooting ability regardless of defensive pressure. The Sparks received exceptional production from Darita Hamby, who scored 30 points while hitting crucial shots throughout the contest. Ray Borrell showed promise with her defensive intensity and hustle, though her shooting accuracy needs improvement. Her college reputation as a shooter hasn't translated to professional success yet. Lexi Hull provides a developmental comparison for Borrell, as Hull rediscovered her shooting touch after early struggles. Borrell possesses the defensive defensive skills and basketball IQ to remain valuable while working on offensive consistency. Leah Thomas impressed as a hardship signing, demonstrating the potential of overlooked talent. Meanwhile, Mercedes Russell's maximum contract represents poor value allocation, arguably worse than other questionable deals around the league. Russell's production doesn't justify her salary level. Kelsey Plum contributed modestly, drawing fouls and securing offensive rebounds late in the game. Hamby created scoring opportunities through aggressive drives to the basket. Los Angeles controlled the game decisively, building a 39-19 advantage and maintaining a 20-point lead for extended periods.
Chelsea Gray has a negative assist-to-turnover ratio, but she was good today. I thought she was really good. Jackie Young. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But, the Aces gave up Malonga for Jewel Lloyd. They tried to tell us that the Aces' big three was Chelsea Gray, Aja Wilson, and Jewel Lloyd. They tried to say that Kelsey Plum was worse than Jewel Lloyd. And I'm sorry, I mean, I've said this already in my opinion. I think there's a 1A, 1B on the Aces. And I don't think Jackie Young is a realistic target for the Fever. But, apparently she's from there.
Even Wilson's injury doesn't excuse the defeat, as the Aces trailed by 8 points before her departure and failed to rally afterward. The loss demonstrates Las Vegas's decline relative to championship contenders. They clearly rank below New York Liberty and Connecticut Sun in the hierarchy. Phoenix Mercury appears superior as well.
She went to Notre Dame. Apparently she's from around there. If somehow, some way the Fever could get Jackie Young, I'm sorry, Kelsey, bye-bye. Because she can run a bit of the one, she can push the floor, she's locked down, she shoots, she makes smart decisions. Like, I'm not going to say she's better than Aja Wilson, but I'm saying we are this close to me arguing 1A, 1B. Because if you want to look, and I know they lost this game today, if you want to look at wins for the Aces,
Seattle Storm resembles last season's Phoenix team, capable of beating anyone when motivated but vulnerable to upsets. When unprepared, Storm's inconsistency makes them unreliable despite their talent level. Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream both appear stronger than the current Aces roster. This represents a significant fall from championship expectations for Las Vegas. Wilson's MVP candidacy requires reassessment given her inconsistent performances. Caitlin Clark has demonstrated superior consistency and impact this season. Wilson's 2 of 11 shooting performance against Los Angeles exemplifies her recent struggles. Multiple players deserve MVP consideration ahead of Wilson, including Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, and Jonquel Jones. Wilson's 2 strong performances against weaker opponents don't compensate for her overall inconsistency. The 35-point game against inferior competition and 31-point effort in a blowout loss fail to justify MVP consideration. Las Vegas must address their fundamental issues before Wilson can reclaim elite status among league players.